Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Legion Alpha video. Today I'm going to talk about mob tagging, a topic that's actually far more relevant to Legion than it was to Warlords of Draenor. They have changed some of the mob tagging rules in a way that has resulted in a far better gameplay experience, both when leveling up and doing the endgame world quest stuff. So the mob tapping rules are subject to change currently, but the way that they work is as follows. So, most creatures will allow for up to 5 people to be on their tap list, i.e. 5 people can get credit, loot, etc. for the kill. Parties of players only need 1 person in the party to be in a mob's tap list for the whole party to be eligible. Now that's the main change. Rare spawns, quest mobs, world bosses, they all work as they did in Warlords of Draenor, but basically almost every creature in the world is subject to this tapping rule of in and around 5 players. Now this immediately is something rather similar to the Guild Wars 2 approach of mob tapping. I think this is excellent, as Legion is trying to accomplish some of the same world content goals as Guild Wars 2 does. In Guild Wars 2, if you attack a mob, you will get credit, no matter how many other people or whatever are attacking that mob. Much of Guild Wars' content surrounds events spawning into the world and then players flocking to them in order to participate and gain rewards. What this means is that when you're playing Guild Wars 2, you are constantly being cooperative with other players. Sometimes in World of Warcraft, you see other players in the world as just competition. Well, in Guild Wars 2, you see them as help, and that's one of the greatest things about that game insofar as my limited experience of it goes. So while Legion is not as successful in this due to the setup of their world, it fundamentally is tapping into the same success with these changes. I've been doing quite a lot of world content on my level 110 Shaman recently, and then some leveling on my Fire Mage. In both cases, I've been regularly sharing quest areas with 3 to 5 other players. Since we all get quest progression and loot from our shared kills, it immediately makes the game feel a lot more like a social experience. Additionally, you don't have to group up with players and that you're using the group, the party system, so there's no social pressure to make small talk or anything like that. It's all chill, but you're just naturally being cooperative. Effectively, it's as if you're always in a small group that's containing the players in and around where your character is. This has really made the game a lot more enjoyable for me, and in situations where a mob is not tappable, it has a grey its nameplate is grey, so you don't really bother and you don't waste your time. So the really, really good parts about this, though, are going to be quite hard to test on the alpha. In Guild Wars 2, it works so well because the events spawn into the zones constantly, and, when they do, players in that zone are notified. Additionally, in Guild Wars, sometimes when you complete an event, you spawn another event, or, there's various things that play off each other throughout a zone. In general, its zones do feel significantly more dynamic and alive than even the ones in Legion, and this means that you get zergs of players that coalesce and go from thing to thing in the world as they spawn. Legion is nowhere near that dynamic. Well, at least there doesn't appear to be any multi-stage events or bosses that appear in the same manner that some of that stuff works in Guild Wars 2. But that said, the world is populated with things that you can do, and often that stuff will require multiple players to complete. I can foresee roaming zergs of players forming up and romping around the world from world quest to world quest. This could lead to some almost vanilla-like world PvP moments as well, which is a prospect that I definitely find to be quite interesting. One thing that is necessary for all of this to work, and this is a fun topic, is no flying. There is a big difference between a group of 20 players running around the world, carving their way through things, and then 20 players dive bombing around the place. This is especially true for any potential world PvP happenings. As an example, imagine Guild Wars 2 if you could fly. That is one change that would single-handedly ruin one of the things that Guild Wars 2 does really well. So of course, it seems like, at least for the first while, this flying debate won't be a concern because flying will unlock at a future date, and when that unlocks, I'd say a lot of this world content stuff will be pushed to a different region of the world that doesn't have flying, so the same benefits for the sort of current bleeding edge content should be roughly the same. So overall, I think this is a very small change in tapping that cascades into some really excellent gameplay changes that reinforce positive social interaction and cohesion between players, something which World of Warcraft's most recent expansion, Warlords of Draenor, did awfully, really badly, so it seems like they're trying to make amends, and this is a great way of doing that. Given Legion's focus on world content, this could not come at a better time. That's it for this video. I'll keep you updated on how this progresses as the alpha goes on. If you want to chat about it more, hit me up on Twitter. But other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.